Hey guys, Steve Samuels here for the Hollywood Fastlane. We're on top of the Punch Towers in beautiful downtown Hollywood. And we got a huge show tonight. We've got the actor, the writer, the director, and the musicians from the movie The Brooklyn Brothers, one of the best independent movies I've ever seen. Check it out. As I said, a huge show, guys. Ryan O'Nett and Michael Westner are with me. And Ryan, you were the the writer, the director, one of the actors, and one of the musicians in this amazing movie. And Michael, you were actually one of the musicians and one of the actors as well.
I was. Against my will, brother. Against my will.
But I just got to tell you guys, we've now seen the movie twice at home and once in the theater, and easily one of the best movies, forget independent, one of the best movies I've ever seen.
Oh, man, thank you.
Thank you so much, brother.
Tell me about, you wrote it, and what we're missing in Hollywood today is great stories. Where did this story come from?
What I was trying to kind of explore was that the relationship of an artist to a struggle, or it doesn't even necessarily have to be an artist.
Mm-hmm.
It could be anybody that's kind of pursuing something that
creative,
creative, or that they really love. That they feel slightly beyond them. And I saw these two sides of myself, this kind of dichotomy that was going on, where one side of me was like super, terrified. It was filled with fear and self-critical and had open ears for the critics. And then this other side of me that was probably a little braver than I probably should be. And,
In steps?
Yeah, and like a little, fearless and ran into the dark and said, screw it, I'm doing it anyway. And
right.
I thought I'd break those two things, parts of myself, and put them into two different characters and kind of have them stuck in a car and kind of like hash out, how do you synthesize that, or
right.
what comes out of it?
The movie is an amazing marriage of incredible music that's infectious with just words that are as lyrical and musical as the music itself. Once again, it's absolutely incredible. Michael, when you read the script without knowing the music, did you know where it was going to go?
No, man, I had no idea. I mean, one of the best things about reading a script, and it's really rare, is one, a script that makes you like laugh out loud. But what I loved about this script was that it had so much heart to it. It had so much warmth, and when I turned that last page, it left me with this sort of sizzling feeling of hope. I mean, it's a rare thing. You read so much crap, and you get used to it. You just sort of, and when a script comes and you actually you fold the last page and you're like, ooh, okay, that's something I love.
Did it surprise you?
Yeah, it surprised me, and it made me I feel like all the characters in it, we shot this movie got made in 18 days.
My mind is blown by that, first of all.
I'm telling you, man.
And it's once again a great movie. It didn't feel like you left anything out or tried to save something to make it happen that quickly.
No.
A big part of that is we have a lovely group of people that work on these films together, and we really know each other. There's
a really safe place to work. So you show up to work,
take chances and push yourselves beyond your limits, but at the same time there's a second speak so that things move faster. And when you have so little money and so little time, you have to be quick, and you have to be work as a whole, like one organism essentially.
You guys feel that once again you've done it for well under the $5 million. You're more close to $1 million on this movie.
Way under $1 million.
Under $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Does that send a message to Hollywood that you can create something like this for that? Are you saying something by just doing that?
No, I feel like that's, if there's anything that's trying to be said about from the movie, is that, these guys, they take these little baby toy instruments and they just make something, you know what I mean? They this weird assortment of things that individually, separately,
literally baby toys.
They're literally baby toys.
Let's not beat around the bush.
Once again, at the beginning you start listening to them like, hey, that's kind of good.
No, man, I play like this like little '80s Casio that like everyone had as like a child.
You guys brought your stuff, by the way.
Yeah, we
You're
have
gonna play
it.
a couple
We'll play
songs.
that.
at the
We'll
end?
play that.
Okay.
Here on the rooftop. Yeah, man, you know, like these like all these like canned beats that like you know you press like
like
disco beat and then like down
Yeah, I
tempo.
know. I recognize that stuff because I was a kid. I
So
had this.
funny,
You know,
man.
I was going like, and I was thinking to myself, are they allowed to use that?
I know.
Did you have to
We-
get
we
licensing for
cobbled
that? or
all that
something?
out.
That's a
I
good
should
question.
because
We'll
now
cut
I
that
have
out.
like a hard case that I like carry on to like you know like through the airports.
So I saw your
It's-
case.
I know. And like on the outside, like you're like, oh man, that must be a cool ass musician.
I am back with Ryan and Michael. We're talking about the Brooklyn Brothers, this incredible independent movie you guys made. And you know what I hate doing almost, guys? I don't know why I have to say independent movie. I almost don't want to say that because I think it frames it into something that we see independent movies as something that is darker. And this is not anything that's darker. This is warm and has a beautiful message. Why do we call it independent? Why am I doing that? Help me out here.
Because we made that in 18 days.
Exactly.
Boom.
Very, very little money.
Yeah.
No, you know, I think it's independent of. You know what I really love about independent film when I think independent film, I think you get a certain amount of subjectivity. You get one voice, like going through. You know, a lot of times in studio films, there's a lot of different cooks in the kitchen, and they're trying to cater to different demographics and stuff like that. And in the independent world, a lot of times you get a chance to say like, okay, I'm just putting this thing out. This is what I want to do, and this is what I'm trying to say. And for better or for worse, you get a chance to do that.
You get an individual's take on whatever that is, on their life, and you cut to something like more vulnerable and more. It's just different in terms of the access to the actual human being, like the director, especially like a writer director, because I feel like, in an independent film writer director, like you actually get to see the evolution of that whole being, the whole thought process behind that script. To its like until it's like actualized, and then you have this like incredible collaborative effort that like you're like shot out of a cannon. You have 18 days. You drop these peeps down in Maryland, and you say go, and everyone has to check their egos at the door, and you have to go to work. And the thing that's wonderful is it's very revealing. Like you get the authentic. Like Jason Ritter and Wilmer Valderrama and Christopher McDonald and Melissa Leo and all these people who just jump in there, like and
bring their A game to the table.
And McCarthy, like all these like amazing actors, and you see the sides of all these people that are there, like unhinged. They're there to do their work, and they're
not
in a
doing it
safe
because they
place.
want. They're not doing it because they want another swimming pool.
Nothing else. There's no dough involved. It's there. You're there for passion.
They're passionate about it, and they have something to say, and maybe something in it speaks to something that
and they're willing to take a
part
risk
of a story.
on stuff like,
That's
and it's a
huge
safe
part of it.
environment because you're there to collaborate. Like that's the reason you're there. You want to make your the emphasis of the project is on the project. It's off of yourself. It's,
Do you think the pure reason for making a film like this translates to the movie itself, to the performances that come about because of it? Because you're not doing it for the money, you're doing it for the purity of the art.
Without a doubt. Like I didn't know Ryan before this, like at all, really. I mean, I really didn't. And like, I feel like he's one of my best friends in the world, and like it happened.
Man. I just
over
got married.
The course.
He read something at my wedding, and we're that
Wow,
close. And we
dude.
didn't know each other prior to this whole project. I mean, he's like.
And it's because
I love this
you
dude.
jump in the trenches with that person, and you trust them completely, and you like all the all obstacles are torn down, and you're like, all right, let's go to work. And there's some just like I don't know. There's something just really wonderful about that.
There was
process.
something else about the movie that was so beautiful. The cooking analogy comes back to me. You lightly spiced this with Wilmer, with Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah.
Small roles, perfectly fit, and the casting couldn't be better in my opinion either. But it was beautiful how you were able to take these great actors and give them just these pieces that gave a little enhancement to the movie that really moved it along. Do you feel that, Michael, for what happened with all these little pieces in there?
Some of my favorite moments in the movie are from those guys that you just mentioned, and like all the other, like Ariel and I mean just really all the actors across the board. I think, you know, you made incredible casting decisions in this movie.
Was it luck a lot, or are you just amazing?
I mean, you know, I feel like I do very little actual auditioning. You know, maybe because I am an actor, so I've worked on projects with other people.
You got a
and
different eye.
Yeah, I just see people, and I know something that they would just kill it. Like I knew Wilmer,
Yeah.
would just kill that role, and he'd
So
be so
good
he's
at
so
that,
funny,
too.
you know. Or Jason Ritter, like he's, you know,
Fantastic
and he
at the
opens
beginning.
whole movie with that, and he puts the statement out there. You know, it's like he says that right off the bat in the street, like if you want to be a man, you got to play the music of men, bro.
I gotta tell you really quick. We watched it on a television set twice, and then watched it in the theater. You gotta experience this on the theater because there's little things like he did. I didn't even notice when in the 2 times I watched before where he said, "You're not gonna. I'm worried about you killing yourself." Or something like that.
Dude, I love that. I love it. I love it when Ritter has so many. Like he has that one,
So
like, you know,
funny,
2 scenes
man.
or whatever he does. He does so many little things that I think are so hilarious throughout this whole movie, and everyone was like that. And the bottom line is
Absolutely.
like they come, they put their ego out, and they just like they go to work and like they just bring their like best side to it, and a lot of it stems from, you know, it's really hard to be an actor and a director. Like in that process, like
All the way.
yeah, as a director, you're getting, you know, people asking you 1,000 questions every 5 seconds about what they should. Like, you're just getting a constant barrage. So to be able to step out of that barrage and into the role of director, into the role of actor, it takes a lot of focus, and then to be captain of the ship and you know, and go at it with so much love and so much passion amidst all the chaos.
There's a
it's
lot of
actually
support,
what-
man. I
and
mean,
it takes a lot of
comes from that.
support
It comes
and a
from
lot
that
of,
place.
grace.
I mean, we had a scene, a day that was like, it was such a hard day, and the crew had been working like 14-hour days, you know, where they're probably getting paid for 12. And,
Yeah.
you know, like 12 hours, and they're
12
and they're,
crappy days at a grocery
yeah,
store.
and they're working their ass off, and it was a really hard day, and we came back in early the next day, and everybody was exhausted, and it was just, you know, you were just beyond your peak. And it just happened to be the day that Wilmer and Christopher McDonald were there. Like the day we shot that scene, and they
God.
were so funny and so fun. And like Chris McDonald, man, he's just such a wonderful guy. He's like a big kid. We were just hanging out with him earlier. He came to the show, and
Was he there tonight?
Yeah,
he
yeah,
came
yeah.
I didn't
to
even notice
the-
that, man.
yeah, man, he's
Yeah, he
he's
was
just-
sitting with my
he's
pops
so,
tonight.
So
That was awesome.
cool, man. And Wilmer is like him. He's a really close friend of mine, and just like they just brought that fun onto the set. They had the whole crew laughing, and it just
True.
turned the whole thing around.
I came on
Everybody-
set the next day and I brought that shit down.
He did.
Did ya?
Crashing
I'm back,
into the ground.
killing
Wiped
it.
that smile right off your face.
First of all,
Thanks, man.
how do we? Is there a website? Is there something? I mean, how do we find you guys?
There's a website that you can go to. It's brooklynbrothersmovie.com.
Okay.
It's out in theaters right now. It's playing at the
So it's tonight in the theater, dude.
Yeah. Sundance Cinemas
Yeah.
at Sunset and Crescent Heights in Los Angeles. It's playing in Seattle. It's playing in Portland right now. It's about to play in Palm Springs. Today, it came out on VOD.
But watch it in the theater if you can.
Okay,
You really, I mean, that's great if they can't, but they have to see it in the theater, dude, because it's a different experience.
No, absolutely.
It really is, and then most importantly, guys, is the album. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
And don't be a sissy and buy just one song at a time. Just get the album, because it's like the Dark Side of the Moon. You have to listen to the whole thing to understand it. And if you
I
play
like
it
that.
backwards, you hear stuff about but it doesn't matter.
Baby toys, secret messages.
Tink, 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 tink. But actually, you guys are gonna play a couple songs for us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Which I'm real excited about.
ready.
So we're going to set up. When we come back, you're going to hear some amazing music from the guys from the movie The Brooklyn Brothers Beat the Best. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, The Brooklyn Brothers.
never come down. Someday, someday, I'll never come down. So you can take it if you want to. I know you said goodbye, but love's a liar if it needs to. Hey lover, could you love this lie? Someday, someday, I'll never come down. Someday, someday, I'll never come down. I know you thought I couldn't live a life for you. I know you thought I wouldn't live a life for you. I'm thinking now I shouldn't live a life for you. No more hanging here, I'm free now. So you can take your best shot, I don't care. 'Cause love's an anchor holding me down. Hold me up or pull me down. Someday, someday, I'll never come down. Someday, someday, I'll never come down. Find a way to turn the other cheek if I believed the second chances really do exist. But nothing I have seen here points to this, so I've got no answers. So here I stand alone, wishing wishes meant that you are my home. But dreaming is for dreamers, and I have seen none, just silhouettes and shadows. Nowhere to run, and still no answers. 'Cause no one's left alive, if you're really looking close. I'm 1,000 miles away, no one's listening to a heart so stripped and bound, so naked, broke and bruised. I'm gonna hide it all away from you. So come back, darling. If you see me standing, turning this wheel slowly. To turn the tide, just reach out for me. 'Cause you are not alone. Oh, no, you are not alone. No, just come back, darling.
reach out for me, 'cause you are not alone. Whoa, no, you are not alone. No, in this wasteland, 'cause no one's left alive. If you're really looking close, I'm 1,000 miles away. No one's listening to a heart so stripped and bound, so naked, broken, bruised. I'm gonna hide it all away.
I had to scratch my nose, it's so bad.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in today to
Pleasure,
spend some
brother.
times with us.
Oh.
So basically, people are going to go to brooklynbrothersmovie.com to find out more about the movie. And how can they find the album? Because they got to buy the whole album.
iTunes, Brooklyn Brothers, the album.
And you got to go there right now. As soon as you're watching this, just stop watching, put it on pause, go do that. For Ryan and Michael, I'm Steve Samuels, the Hollywood Fastlane, and we are out of here. I'm going to play